Yeah.
Oh, municipal league?
Well,
If you haven't done
yeah,
it
yeah.
before,
Oh, that'd be
I thought the
fantastic.
training
And
was-
it, you know, it's not saying
Yeah,
it won't
if you
be
go
for
to
sale
the
in the area.
multi-day training, not the short burst one, they
Yeah,
put
I
a
haven't
really
heard
good
if they've
effort into
kept up
talking
on their
about
bills
ethics.
or not.
You get to see
I know
the
they
issues
put them
that
on a
other
payment
communities
plan
are
for
having,
power.
having particularly small
And I don't know
communities
if
where
they've
people
been
are
keeping up on it.
interrelated and businesses are interrelated and you kind of have to work through all of that.
Oh, me
thought they
too,
did
because I
a very
really like
excellent
both
job.
of
A
them.
couple,
Seth
lawyers,
just
one
keeps jumping from
Fairbanks
one thing
and
to the
other
next.
one is from Anchorage, although they know one another well.
So
Ran
my
it well,
count
and
is
clerk
1,002 voters.
What's that?
1,002 voters.
Oh,
That's my
She's
count.
really on top of it.
Outside of these,
Has done
outside of these ballots.
Oh, yeah,
Excuse me,
2015.
Was it 1,015?
2015, plus we're gonna add 8 more on today.
You mean there was a few people that didn't vote for,
Many more times than learning our stuff each time.
didn't
Oh,
vote
yeah.
for Proposition 1, or no, Proposition 2?
Yeah, there was, there's some. Yeah, 'cause we had to go like
Because I added that one up, and that was 1,002, and then the other one was, that was 1,002, was increasing the tax exemption.
That's pretty close,
For some, they
though.
called
Yeah.
the chamber and for some reason I thought Kathy and Debbie
So
told me,
just,
oh,
you know, 1 in,
Parnell's office.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
John.
Here.
Kurt.
Here.
Mark.
Here.
Nancy.
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Jay.
Excused?
Cindy.
Here.
Okay, there's 6 of us here. We have a quorum. Today's meeting is to canvass the election from October 6th, or was it the 7th? It was the 7th. Okay, we have questions, special needs, and pending absentee ballots. Any qualified questions, special needs, or absentee ballot received prior to meeting time and postmarked on or before October 7th will be opened and counted. And we'll go from there. And once we get the numbers all tallied up, the new numbers for the election, will need a motion to accept and approve the certificate of election as updated at this meeting. So once we're through those, I'll entertain a motion along those lines. So Debbie will go through the ballots, and I believe she said we're going to start just as it was on the ballot. We'll start with the assembly and go down through school board until the end of the ballot. Was that correct?
Correct. Oh, all at once? You mean we're going to do one ballot?
We're going to do one at a time.
One ballot at a time. Okay. So we have 2 question ballots. Both ballots are not recommended for approval. They are denied. They were not registered voters at the time of the election. However, the good thing is that these question ballots will now register them, so they will now be registered voters for the future.
Okay, so those we don't count.
Those we do not count. The rest, we have 8 that are recommended for approval. I'll open the first one here.
So that just means that people meet all the criteria to be a registered voter and
That's correct.
voted on time. And
That's correct, yes.
okay, we have assembly for the 2 3-year terms. We have a vote for Mark Martinson, so we need to add that to our list. And the 2-year term, we have 2 votes, one for Jay Stanton Greger and one for Kurt Walhuter, so we tally those up. School board, the 1 2-year term, Megan Lister. Something, oh, okay, just a little out of order there as well.
Okay.
Then we have a vote for Kathy Reamer. You're keeping track of this, so I don't have to
I
mark
am,
them all down.
yes.
It'll be quicker. No vote for the 1 2-year term I guess no candidate filed, that's why. One vote for Stephen Samuelson. Planning Commission, we have 3-year terms. We have Chris Fry, got 1 vote. Planning Commission, Donna Laban, I don't know if I ever say that, Laban, got 1 vote. Planning Commission, 2 1-year terms. Dave Kinsinger got a vote. Harbor Ports and Advisory Board, 3 3-year terms. Michael Banks, Jeff Funt, David Tinas each got a vote. 2 2-year terms for the Harbor Board. Bob Dolan, Glid Reed Jr. each got a vote there. 2 1-year terms for Harbor Board. Bob Martin and James Strumdahl got a vote. Library Advisory Board, 3 3-year terms. Mary Ellen Anderson, Marilyn Manish-Mucci, and Lizzie Thompson each got a vote. 2 2-year terms to the Library Advisory Board. Barb Fish, Alec McMurran each received a vote. Library Advisory Board, 2 1-year terms. Sonny Rice, Chelsea Tremblay each received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 3-year terms. Sally Norheim Dwyer and Stan Yort each received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms. Amy Marsh received a vote. And Public Safety Advisory Board, 1 1-year term. Jim Engel received a vote. And on the ballot propositions, number 1 was a yes, 2 was a no, 3 was a no, 4 was a no, 5 was a no, 6 was a no, and 7 was also a no.
Thank you.
1 down, 7 to go. Okay, Assembly, 2 3-year terms. Cindy Lagodakis and Mark Martinson each received a vote. 2 2-year terms for the Assembly. Jay Stanton Greger and Kurt Walhuter received a vote. Sarah Holmgren received a vote for 3-year term on the school board. 2-year term on the school board. Megan Lister received a vote. Jay Lister for the 1-year term on the school board. Hospital Board, Kathy Reamer for the 2 3-year terms. Hospital Board, there's no candidate filed, so Hospital Board 1-year term, Stephen Samuelson. Planning Commission, 3 3-year terms. James Dimko, Chris Fry received a vote. Planning Commission, Donna Laban received a vote. Planning Commission, 2 1-year terms. Dave Kinsinger. Harbor Board, 3 3-year terms. Mike Bangs, Jeff Funt, David Tinas received a vote. 2-year term on the Harbor Board. Bob Dolan, Glenn Reed Jr. received a vote. Harbor and Ports Advisory 1-year term. Bob Martin, James Strumdahl received a vote. Library Board, 3 3-year terms. Mary Ellen Anderson, Marilyn Manish-Mucci, Lizzie Thompson received a vote. 2 2-year terms. Alec McMurran received a vote. Library Advisory Board, 2 1-year terms. Chelsea Tremblay received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 3-year terms. Sally Norheim Dwyer received a vote. Under Public Safety Advisory Board, Amy Marsh received 1 vote. That's for a 2-year term. Public Safety Advisory Board, 1 1-year term. Jim Engel received a vote. And on the propositions, 1 is a no, 2 is a no, 3 is a no, 4 is a no, 5 is a no, 6 is a no, and 7 is a yes.
Right.
Okay, and the third ballot is Assembly, 2 3-year terms. Bob Lynn, Mark Martinson each received a vote. Assembly, 2 2-year terms. Jay Stanton Greger received a vote. School Board, 1 3-year term. Sarah Holmgren. 1 2-year term. Megan Lister received a vote. No votes for the 1-year term. No votes for the Hospital Board at all. Planning Commission, there was no votes there for the 3-year term. For the 2-year term, Donna Laban received 1 vote. Planning Commission, 2 1-year terms. Dave Kinsinger. Harbor Advisory Board for the 3 3-year terms. Mike Banks, Jeff Funt, David Tinas each received a vote. No vote for the 2 2-year terms. And on the 2 1-year terms, Bob Martin received a vote. Library Advisory Board, there was a write-in for Sue Paulson. I don't know how we handle that, but Library Advisory Board, excuse me, no vote for the 2-year terms. For the 2 one-year terms, Sonny Rice, Chelsea Tremblay, each received a vote. 2 3-year terms for the Public Safety Advisory Board, Stan Yort received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms, no vote. Public Safety 1-year term, no vote. And propositions. 1 is a yes, 2 is a no, 3 is a yes, 4 is a no, 5 is a yes, 6 is a yes, and 7 is a yes. I think we should just let the clerk do this from now on. Give us the numbers and then I just,
I get it.
I know. Need to get Joe a treadmill back there. Okay, Assembly, 2 3-year terms. Cindy Lagadakis and Mark Martinson received votes. 2 2-year terms. Jay Stanton Greger and Kurt Walhuter received a vote. School Board, 1 3-year term. Sarah Holmgren received a vote. 1 2-year term. Megan Lister received 1 vote. 1 1-year term. Jay Lister received a vote. 2 3-year terms on the Hospital Board. Kathy Reamer received a vote. Hospital Board, 1 1-year term. Stephen Samuelson received a vote. Planning Commission, 3 3-year terms. James Dimko, Chris Fry received votes. Planning Commission, 2 2-year terms. Donna Laubin received 1 vote. Planning Commission, 2 1-year terms. Dave Kinsinger. Harbor and Ports Advisory Board, 3 3-year terms. Mike Bangs, Jeff Funt, and David Tinas each received a vote. 2 2-year terms for the Harbor Board. Bob Dolan and Glenn Reed Jr. received votes. Harbor Board, 2 1-year terms. Bob Martin and Jim Strumdahl received votes. Library Advisory Board for the 3 3-year terms. Mary Ellen Anderson, Marilyn Manish-Mucci, and Lizzie Thompson all received votes. 2 2-year terms on the Library Advisory Board. Barb Fish and Alec McMurrin received votes. 2 1-year terms for the Library Board. Sonny Rice and Chelsea Tremblay each received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 3-year terms. Sally Norheim Dwyer and Stan Yort received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms. Amy Marsh received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 1 1-year term. Jim Engel received a vote. And now we're on to the ballot propositions. 1 was a yes. 2 was a no vote.
No vote or?
No vote. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, okay, yeah.
It was a no.
It was, no, there was nothing entered.
Oh, sorry, nothing entered. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so proposition number 3 was a yes. 4 was a no. Proposition 5, there was no entry, no vote at all, yes or no. 6 didn't have a vote either. 7 was a yes.
Thank you.
Try to figure out how to word that, so it's... Yeah, yeah, there you go. Pled the 5th.
Oh, come on, Lydia.
They put good glue on that one.
I'll say. I don't want to rip the ballot.
At least they make it thicker than the package.
Yes. All right. Barely fits in here, that's why. There we go.
I sense your frustration. Yeah. Okay. Assembly, 2 3-year terms. Cindy Lagadakis and Bob Lynn received votes. 2 2-year terms. Kurt Walhuter received a vote. School Board, 1 3-year term, excuse me. Sarah Holmgren received a vote. 1 2-year term, no vote. School Board, 1 1-year term, no vote. Hospital Board, 2 3-year terms. Kathy Reamer received a vote. 1 1-year term for the Hospital Board. Stephen Samuelson received a vote. Planning Commission, 3 3-year terms. Jim Dimko received a vote. Planning Commission, 2 2-year terms. Donna Laubin received a vote. Planning Commission, 2 1-year terms. Dave Kinsinger received a vote. Harbor Board, 3 3-year terms. Mike Banks, Jeff Funt, David Tinas each received a vote. Harbor Board for 2 2-year terms. Glenn Reed Jr. received a vote. Harbor Board, 2 1-year terms. James Strumdahl received a vote. Library Advisory Board, 3 3-year terms. Mary Ellen Anderson and Marilyn Manish Mucci received votes. Library Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms. Alec McMurrin received a vote. 2 1-year terms on the Library Board. Sonny Rice and Chelsea Tremblay each received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 3-year terms. Sally Norheim Dwyer and Stan Yort each received a vote. 2 2-year terms for Public Safety Board. Amy Marsh received a vote. 1 1-year term for Public Safety Board. Jim Engel received a vote. And propositions. 1 was a yes, 2 was a no, 3 was a yes, 4 was a yes, 5 was a no, 6 was a yes, and 7 was a yes.
Thank you.
Three to go. Don't cut yourself.
While we're waiting for that to get open, I just want to tell you guys, we had a whole brand new, just about brand new crew of election workers. They did a super job.
And it was busy, wasn't it?
It really was,
steady
all
All
day.
day long, you know. No really big lines, but it was just a constant steady.
Honestly, it was a pretty good turnout, and we were so busy, it made me wonder, what if we had a 90% turnout? I thought about that too. I mean, I
2
would
days.
love to have a 90% turnout, but wow, how would we do it? We'd have to have another
We'd
polling
have
station.
to stay open,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I'd have to go back to 2 polling places, and we'd have to stay open past, if they were lined up. You'd
Yeah.
have to wait till they were all
Do you
done.
have to let them vote if they're in line
Oh,
before
yeah.
8, or what it is?
Yes.
Oh.
It is the highest vote count we've had since 2000.
Wow. Better put that in the paper.
I was going to say, we need to put these propositions back on the ballot again.
Exactly.
Oh, that drags out the crowd, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Assembly, 2 3-year terms. Cindy Lagadakis and Bob Lent received votes. 2 2-year terms. Jay Stanton Greger and Kurt Walhuter received votes. School Board, 1 3-year term. Sarah Holmgren received a vote. 1 2-year term. Megan Lister received a vote. 1 1-year term. Jay Lister received a vote. 2 3-year terms. Kathy Reamer received a vote. Hospital Board, 1 2-year term. There was no, I keep saying that, and there was no candidate filed. All right. Hospital Board, 1 1-year term. Stephen Samuelson received a vote. Planning Commission, 3 3-year terms. James Demko and Chris Fry. Planning Commission, 2 2-year terms. Donna Laubin received a vote. Planning Commission, 2 1-year terms. Dave Kinsinger received a vote. Harbor Board, 3 3-year terms. Mike Banks, Jeff Funt, David Tinas all received votes. 2 2-year terms for the Harbor Board. Bob Dolan, Glenn Reed Jr. received votes. 2 1-year terms. Bob Martin and James Strumdahl each received votes. On the Library Board, 3 3-year terms. Mary Ellen Anderson, Marilyn Manish Mucci, and Lizzie Thompson all received a vote. Library Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms. Barb Fish and Alec McMurrin received votes. Library Board, 2 1-year terms. Sonny Rice and Chelsea Tremblay received a vote. 2 3-year terms on the Public Safety Advisory Board. Sally Norheim Dwyer and Stan Yort received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms. Amy Marsh received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 1 1-year term. Jim Engel received a vote. And ballot propositions. Number 1 was a no. 2 was a no. 3 was a no. 4 was a no. Or yes, excuse me. 4 was a yes. Did we get that?
4 was a yes, okay.
5 was a yes. 6 was a no. And 7 was a yes.
Yes, all right.
Boring, you aren't I?
Well, I'm intrigued by the combinations of votes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure out who it is that's voting.
Well, no, or just what the
Fits
motivation
that
is.
person's profile.
She doesn't
Not know who they
know
are.
who's, yes.
Just so the public knows we don't know you.
No.
But we're guessing.
Hey, that could have been me. Okay. Assembly, 2 3-year terms. Bob Lynn received 1 vote. Assembly, 2 2-year terms. Kurt Walhuter received a vote. School Board, 1 3-year term. Sarah Holmgren received a vote. School Board, 1 2-year term. Megan Lister received a vote. School Board, 1 1-year term. Jay Lister received a vote. Hospital Board, 2 3 year terms. Kathy Reamer and a write-in of Jean Osborne. And then the hospital board, 1 2-year term, a write-in, and Rinda.
Rinda, yes. Mhm,
Okay.
And Rinda.
Okay, hospital board, 1 1-year term, Stephen Samuelson. Looks like my writing. Planning commission, 3 3-year terms. Jim Dimko received a vote. Planning commission, 2 2-year terms. Donna Laubin received a vote. Planning commission, 2 1-year terms. Dave Kinsinger received a vote. 3 3-year terms on the harbor board. David Tinas, and then a write-in of Dale Bosworth. Harbor and Ports Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms. Glenn Reed Jr. received a vote. Harbor and Ports Advisory Board, 2 1-year terms. Bob Martin received a vote, and they filled in the circle for James Strumdahl and then crossed it out. So do we not add that, or?
It would have got rejected, so no, we don't comment.
Right.
Okay. Library Advisory Board, 3 3-year terms. Mary Ellen Anderson received a vote. Library Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms. Alec McMurrin received 1 vote. Library Advisory Board, 2 1-year terms. Sonny Rice received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, Stan Yort received a vote. That was for the 2 3-year terms. 2 2-year terms, Amy Marsh received a vote. 1 1-year term, Jim Engel received a vote for the Public Safety Advisory Board. And on to the ballot propositions. Number 1 was a no. They were all no's.
Okay.
No, no, no.
No, and no.
You know, you don't know if Jim Strumdahl's vote was an X first and then filled in. You don't know which way they changed their mind.
Yeah, you can't see which ink is on top of the other.
But the box itself would have rejected the
It
ballot.
doesn't reject the whole ballot? Just that one.
Well, it would have been up to their choice. When they came in, we said, well, they kicked it out for this reason.
Ah, I
And they
see.
could say, well, put it through anyway. It would have counted all the other races but that.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I wonder
Or
why
they
they
could have
didn't just
revoted.
ask for a new ballot.
Well, because it's absentee, they mailed it in.
Oh.
Oh, they only had 1 copy. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good idea, a good
Yeah.
policy to
No,
just send them
When
one.
she said it was kicked out for that reason, I thought.
She said it
Last
would
Saturday,
have been.
yeah.
It would have been kicked out of the machine.
Okay.
Okay, the last one. Any guesses? This is Assembly, 2 3-year terms. Cindy Logadakis and Bob Lynn each received a vote. 2 2-year terms. Kurt Walhuter received a vote. School Board, 1 3-year term. Sarah Holmgren received a vote. 1 2-year term. Megan Lister received a vote. There was no vote for the School Board 1-year term. Hospital Board, 2 3-year terms. Kathy Reamer received a vote. Hospital Board, 1-year term, there was no vote. Planning Commission, 3 3-year terms, no vote filled in there. Planning Commission, 2 2-year terms, Donna Laubin received 1 vote. 2 1-year terms, Dave Kinsinger received a vote. Harbor and Ports Advisory Board, 3 3-year terms, Mike Banks, Jeff Funt, David Tinas each received a vote. 2 2-year terms for the Harbor Advisory Board, Glenn Reed Jr. received 1 vote. Harbor and Ports Advisory Board, 2 1-year terms, Bob Martin and James Strumdahl each received a vote. Library Advisory Board, 3 3-year terms. Mary Ellen Anderson, Marilyn Manish-Mucci, and Lizzie Thompson each received a vote. Library Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms. Barb Fish and Alec McMurrin each received votes. Library Advisory Board, 2 1-year terms. Sonny Rice and Chelsea Tremblay received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 3-year terms. Sally Norheim Dwyer and Stan Yort each received a vote. Public Safety Advisory Board, 2 2-year terms. Amy Marsh received a vote. And Public Safety Advisory Board, 1 1-year term. Jim Engel received 1 vote. And ballot propositions. 1, yes. 2, no. 3, yes. 4, yes. 5, yes. 6, yes. And 7, yes. And that
So then we'll add them up.
gives us the final numbers.
muscle in my back.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm not sleeping well. I feel like I'm like this.
You're too busy.
Well, no, I think a lot of it is just
Stress.
stress from dealing with my dad. And all.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was not. It was supposed to be a 60th birthday celebration. I wasn't really. Just,
No. No. Yeah. You never know what kind of a curve you're going to get thrown sometimes.
but he was 93.
93? That's a long life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a pretty incredible one.
Yeah. And you, California?
They lived in California, but my dad was actually born in a little mountain village on the island of Crete. And became a corporate banker in Los Angeles.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting story.
Well, and during the military, during the
Yes,
war,
and now they're hidden because
and
people
Agent
walk
for
off of them.
secret services. I never know that. He wouldn't talk about it. But I found some things in his papers, so we can piece it together.
Oh, cool.
That history.
That's neat. A good thing you saved the stuff. Or it was
Yeah.
saved, so you
Yeah.
could fill in the blanks a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, he wouldn't tell you this stuff.
Yeah, I wish I was out traveling with my son Bill right now on that semester at sea thing he's on. He's out in the Sahara right now on a camel trek or something like that.
Try it, have you
Oh
heard?
man, yeah,
It's
yeah,
a pretty incredible
yeah,
experience.
yeah. Thanks for helping me. Every time he emails us, thanks for helping me
I
do
know, and I
this.
think, why didn't I do those things when I was a kid? But I don't even remember hearing about a lot of it.
Yeah. I don't know how he heard about it. Probably talking with friends that have done it before, but I think you must have to sign up for it because there's only 700 kids going to go on this ship twice a year. So, yeah. They're heading to Rio next, I think.
Oh, that's an experience I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Got a picture of one of his classes. They've been to St. Petersburg, Russia already. They're coming back through Germany and they're going through the Kiel Channel, it's called. I think it's a river, but there's locks on the end of it. I mean, there's farm fields on within 30 feet of each side of this boat. And there they are sitting on the fantail of this ship in their flip-flops and shorts taking a class. You know, I'm going, yeah, right.
But even then, it's such exposure to so
Yeah.
many things. It's really
Oh, he said it gave him the travel bug. He said,
global citizens.
yeah, he went to Auschwitz and Normandy and,
I would like to.
yeah.
Bill's on his dad's side of the family is from Normandy.
It was, must have been a week ago now, about 2:40 in the morning, my phone dings. I go, uh-oh, who gets a hold of me at 2:40 in the morning? I think it was like 2 the next afternoon in Dublin. There's a picture of a Guinness sitting on a oh, okay.
So Mary,
So he is learning something.
I
What, fresh?
wanted to tell Lauren
Yeah, right.
when I was coming back from
Yeah, he's learning the time zone thing.
the business with my dad.
Didn't stop him from texting me though.
See my daughter, and she got tickets to Radio Lab. Which was really interesting, but Lauren would be terribly jealous because Zoe Keating sat in and played music throughout the whole performance.
That was right. We discovered.
Did you?
Yep, we have the new totals.
No, but it's okay. I trust you.
Well, we'll see. If anyone else kept track of them or not.
I wasn't fast enough.
Okay, Cindy Lakadakis total, 642. Bob Lynn, 611. Mark Martinson, 377. Jamie Stanton Gregor, 648. Kurt Wolhuter, 780. On the school board, Sarah Holmgren's total, 807. Megan Blitzer, 809. Jay Lister, 765. Hospital board, Kathy Reamer, 829. Hospital board, one-year term, Stephen Samuelson, 718. Under the planning commission, James Demko, 443. Chris Fry, 644. Planning commission, Donna Laubin, 607. David Kinsinger, 732. Harbors and Ports Advisory Board, 723 for Bangs. Jeff Funt, 722. David Tina, 777. Bob Dolan, 665. Glenn Reed, 786. Bob Martin, 721. James Stromdahl, 714. Under the Library Board, Mary Ellen Anderson, 728. Marilyn Minishmucci, 677. Lizzie Thompson, 679. Barb Fish, 594. Alec McMurrin, 737. Sunny Rice, 740. Chelsea Tremblay, 718. Under Public Safety, Sally Dwyer, 663. Stan Yort, 704. Amy Marsh, 721. Jim Engel, 791. Proposition number 1, yes, 489, no, 518. Proposition 2, yes, 186, no, 823. Proposition 3, yes, 593, no, 417. Proposition 4, yes, 256, no, 759. Proposition 5, yes, 440, no, 569. Proposition 6, yes, 747, no, 266. And Proposition 7, yes, 548, no, 467. And we will verify these before we put them in the minutes.
Okay.
So you need a motion?
Yes, entertain a motion to accept and approve the certificate of election.
I will move that we do so.
I second that.
Okay, it's been moved by Member Lagadakis and seconded by Member Walhooter they made a motion to accept and approve the certificate of election as updated at this meeting. Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
John,
Yes.
Kurt,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Nancy,
Yes.
Cindy,
Yes.
and Mark.
Yes. Okay, the election has been canvassed and approved for 2014, the first borough election. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Anybody opposed? Okay, adjournment.